Hey, Wimber World Entertainment, and of course, with all this Marvel news dropping at Comic Con, we have more news about the Fantastic Four. In fact, we have when it's starting to film, and we also have a new title for the movie. Yeah, it's not just going to be called Fantastic Four anymore. So let's have a look at this article. And apparently, they did show some test footage, which was interesting to hear about, and we hear what that test footage was. So it's saying Marvel Studios didn't drop any new artwork for Fantastic Four during its Hall H panel at the San Diego Comic-Con, but the upcoming reboot does have an intriguing new title, The Fantastic Four First Steps. Needless to say, with rumours swirling that we'll meet Franklin and Valeria Richards in the movie, we can't help wondering whether they're who that's referring to. While filming isn't scheduled to begin until Tuesday, that's now confirmed. Some very early test footage was shared exclusively with fans at the event, which showed the heroes preparing for a space mission. At one point, Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards is teaching a science class with what's being described as an old school accent. As expected, the Fantastic Four First Steps will take place in an alternate reality New York City set in a retro future 1960s. Also shown in the teaser was a comic accurate Galactus peering through the window of a skyscraper. He's no cloud this time, something we're sure many of you will recall was the case in the 07's Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. So you're hearing there what the test footage was, and it's just test footage, doesn't mean it's actually going to be in the movie or not, but whatever. It's also been confirmed now that Marvel Studios has basically confirmed flat out that the Fantastic Four will appear in Avengers, Doomsday and Secret Wars, suggesting they won't remain in the alternate timeline for too long. And that is one of the rumours that we have heard about this movie, was that it was going to basically feature a lot of time travel and stuff like that. But what does time travel do if you're in an alternate universe? Clearly, the TVA will probably end up playing a part in this and bring them forward to present day to be a part of the new Avengers and whatnot. So the title is an interesting title. First Steps. Like, what does that mean? Who is that referring to? What is that referring to? You know, is it meant to be their first steps into being heroes or something? We don't know. Realistically, that's it. We don't actually know. It's weird when they do something like that, when they, especially at something like a Comic-Con or something, where you have an audience and you just drop this new title, but you don't explain the meaning behind it. You'd be sitting there in knowledge hearing it, and you probably have to be going, the hell does that mean? It also is strange. It's like, why don't you just call it the Fantastic Four? You know, it's weird that you've added in this extra title. Obviously, they're probably thinking, oh, it'll make us different from the other movies, but at the same time, if it just has Marvel's The Fantastic Four, it's going to be quite obvious. But for some reason, they went ahead and called it First Steps, which, let's face it, it's not a great title, really, is it? It's like, okay, like, are we going to see baby Fantastic Fours or something try to waddle their way through? We don't know. The casting again, you know, other than Reed Richards, everyone else is fine. You know, the Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, fine. Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, fine. I can't even think of the other guy's name who's playing the Thing. I'm sure he'll be fine. Don't really recognise him. I've probably seen him in a couple of things, I'm not sure. But of course, he'll be probably CGI. I doubt they'll make a suit or something. It'll probably be CGI. Hopefully that works out for them, because their CGI has been garbage as of late. But it's Pedro Pascal. He is the weak link for this one. It's like, I don't care if he's good in other things and stuff. He's not Reed Richards. That's just end off. There's no going around that. He's not Reed Richards. You had a much better Reed Richards with John Krasinski, except you decided to introduce him and immediately turn him into spaghetti and pop his head, which was absolutely ridiculous. So no matter what happens with this film, your first introduction to the Fantastic Four in the MCU was them killing Reed Richards. Yeah, wasn't a great idea. But there is the update and news regarding Fantastic Four, now called Fantastic Four First Steps, which begins officially filming on Tuesday, and they will appear in the next 2 Avengers movies. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.